Hey, Morgan, so I'd like to do PC on this case. This is that stash house.
Yes, we are actually talking to Nathan about that right now.
Nathan,
Yes, sir.
this is a very, it's a first for me,
Okay.
a stash house.
Yeah,
Have you seen this before?
I have, but not for a long time.
And I gotta understand,
I'm looking it up right now.
why is it's not higher up? It's
No,
not
most
like
staff
feds?
houses are misdemeanors. It's strange. Most staff houses are. I teach at the police academy. That's why I know.
Okay, we have to do probable cause, and, you know,
I'm looking it up. I'm going to try and find the pleading itself right now.
okay.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's do it. What was his name again?
Sure, so it's called, I think it's Adolfo on there, but it's Anulfo
That's right. Mr. Martinez, come on up. Okay. Shh. All right, Mr. Martinez, you were charged with operating a stash house. I wanted to make sure that your lawyer was here when we did probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. Here we go.
Yes, sir. On November 24th, 2024, the officer was dispatched to an apartment in Harris County, Texas. The officer located 5 adult complainants locked in bedroom while conducting welfare check. The officer observed the defendant to be the sole person in the apartment, not locked in the bedroom. The officer determined the apartment to be under the control of the defendant, and all complainants gave similar statements and stated they were held in the locked bedroom without the ability to come and go freely. The complainants were all found to be in possession of identifying documents, but cell phones had been taken away. The complainants stated if they needed to leave the bedroom, they had to knock on the door and be led through the apartment, sometimes with a bag over their head, by one of 2 males in charge. The defendant stated he lives at the location with another male, but does not know the other male very well.
Okay, whoa. So the defendant says that he lives
At the location,
at the location,
but he does not know the second male that also lives at the location.
doesn't know him well, or doesn't?
Doesn't know well.
Okay,
Yes.
all right.
Yes. And the defendant denied knowing the 5 people in the apartment. Instead, they were dropped off in the morning, and that he did not know who dropped them off. The defendant was found with approximately $6,000 on his person, and the officer observed the door where the complainants were to be unable to be locked or unlocked from the inside, only able to be locked from the outside. The room where the complainants were found was free of any furniture, with no mattresses on the floor, and only 3 pillows and multiple blankets. Officers also found a large sheet of plywood covering the window and no working light bulbs. The officer observed a desk in the dining area with 4 envelopes with names in 3,600 written on them containing cash, a total of 11,200. Officers also found a brown wooden baseball bat on the desk with the envelopes.
If I may, Your Honor. So my understanding is that I guess the code says that he has to own the property or rent it, but he was actually renting a room from the guy that lived at that apartment. So he had only paid 1 month of rent to the guy and was going on his 2nd month. He, from my understanding, didn't know who those people were. They had gotten dropped off that morning, and he hadn't left for work yet, was my understanding, that day when the officers showed up. And that's all I know from what I gathered. But he had been living there, and there hadn't been people there until that morning when they arrived, that the officers then arrived at the home.
Did the officers interview him at all?
Interview the defendant?
Uh-huh.
Yes, Your Honor, and that's whenever he told them that he lived at the location, but did not know the person very well, and that he did not know the 5 people inside. And the officer found them locked in the bedroom, but he denied knowing who they were.
So it says here, person commits an offense if the person knowingly, 1, uses or permits another to use any real estate, building, room, tent, vehicle, boat, or other property owned by the person or under the person's control to commit an offense or to facilitate the commission of an offense under.
Which is, Judge, those other sections are smuggling or trafficking.
Right. Or rents or leases any property to another, intending that the property be used as subdivision 1.
Which would be him allowing them to use the property for such commission of alleged offense, but it wasn't his. I guess my issue is that it wasn't his property. He was not on the renting order.
And Your Honor, the officers found him to be under the property to be under his control, as they found him to be the only person on the premises at that time, not locked in the bedroom. So yeah, that's why it was the officer's conclusion that he was in control of the property at the time.
What evidence do we, Nathan?
Yes.
What evidence do we have that he knows the persons are being trafficked or being held?
Well, in these cases, typically, Judge, somebody's not going to come out and say, I know everybody's being trafficked in this room. It's going to be a matter of circumstances, the totality of the circumstances, I would say, to make that out. And I believe, Judge, based upon the information that we have, that we're at least there for false cause standards.
And if I may, I did go ahead and read the entire DIM summary, and the complaining witnesses that were found in a home did describe 2 individuals, none of which meet the description of my client. They said one of them was a young male with glasses and an older man with a white beard, is what the 2 individuals told the officers.
And Your Honor, in the full DIMS, the complainant one described the.
So hold on a second, because are you telling me that the people who are held captive are saying that it's another 2 people who are acting?
There was, Your Honor, there was a description given, older with gray hair, a round face, and a beard, and the officer observed the description given to fit the physical description of the defendant. So there was a description given by the complainant, and the officer observed it to match the defendant.
Well, but the time he got arrested, he didn't have a beard, so because the mugshot doesn't show a beard, so I would assume. I mean, I would have to see what they said. I just don't think it's.
I think he's there, he's alone, there's $11,000. I mean,
The other thing too is, Judge, it's my understanding, based upon ADA Farmer's recent, I guess, knowledge of the statute, that it's modified to felonies in some cases, which we may be every time in this case is a felony. I always try to warn, I'll just say less experienced defense attorneys, when you're dealing with an ultimate false cause argument, sometimes it comes back worse when you go to the felonies, which I think may happen at that pace, that fast, early.
be careful what you wish for.
So the statute has changed. I haven't seen what the statute says now, but it.
Are you telling me that it changes? Does it change January 1st?
It looks like there was an amendment in February. It's still in our system, under our pleadings. It's still looking like a Class A misdemeanor, but when you read the Texas Penal Code, under section 20.07, It is a third-degree felony, and that was amended in February.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, look at that. Year 2026. All right, so, Mr. Martinez, I am going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to engage in this behavior, not to be in possession of any weapons. If you pick up a new case, if I find you with a weapon,
The judge warns if he breaks bond again, immigration and jail are coming next.
I don't know what your status in this country is, but if you're in this country without permission and you go to jail and immigration finds you while you're in custody, they will put an immigration detainer on you and you will be stuck in custody until the case is over with and then shipped off to immigration. You are on notice now that I'm going to do everything in my power to protect my county. I don't care who, what, when, where, but if I find that you're a public danger, then I will put you in custody. Do you understand? You have a lawyer. It is your responsibility to stay in touch with counsel, and they will tell you when you have to come back to court. If they tell me that they are unable to reach you because you're not responding to phone calls, text messages, likewise, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. No more PR bonds for you, sir. So we'll just have him sign the bond conditions and then he's free to go with you.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes, ma'am. And so for what it's worth, it is now a third-degree felony. So I don't know how it's still a Class A at this moment. So
Correct.
that is charged as an A versus a third degree.
Correct. Let me look into
So,
that.
yeah, okay. All right, sir. Do not leave, Roberto. If you can tell him, don't leave until he signs bond conditions, please. And then if you can follow those, please.
And just to clarify, no engaging in like behavior and
No weapons, right? Yeah. And no going back to this particular house.
Yes.
Connor, you ready? Come on. All right, do you have a plea?
Yes.
I'm ready when you are. All right, Mr. Sprague, you're charged with indecent exposure. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you a 12-month deferred. This is the type of probation that if you successfully complete it, you do not end up with a conviction on your record. And I'm going to tell you that this is extremely important for you because this is the type of offense where a second conviction requires a 10-year registration requirement under Chapter 62, which is, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
And I'm telling you, when you have to register under this chapter, it is a very, very difficult thing to maintain.
Yes, Judge.
As part of the agreement, you must do a TRAS, which is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. If they assess other conditions, you must fulfill them. You will do no drugs, no alcohol, 10 hours of community service, $100 donation to the Houston Area Women's Center, and no threatening, threatening, or abusive contact with
Samaya and Sarge.
If you violate this agreement, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm going to put you in jail. I'm going to bring you back out, and we are going to talk about whether you violated this agreement. If you did, you're looking at 180 days in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, Judge.
So you're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law, you give up the right to appeal. Once you enter into this agreement, you are stuck with us until you complete it or unless you get revoked. The way that you behaved while you were on bond for this case is unacceptable. And if you think that you're going to do the same thing while you're on probation, just got to be careful.
Judge,
Do you understand?
Really quick, on bond, he was compliant. It was, the only reason he missed court was because of my mistake.
But you need to know. I mean, it is your responsibility to also know, right? It's, we rarely close, you know, we're always open like Costco, man, you know?
All right, yes, Judge.
That's why I'm not putting you into custody now. Otherwise, right, you would be staying with us. What do you do with yourself these days?
Contract work, but since my boss is retiring, I'm actually looking for a steady income instead. So applying for everything.
So are you actually working now as what?
Yeah, just been helping with the fences, most all those fences going down, just building fences.
It's a great occupation. I'll tell you what, fencing, you can make a ton of money. If you do a good job, you put your heart, soul into it, you do well, your name will spread like wildfire. And I'm telling you, building fences, it's crazy expensive. I mean, who knew? Right. So you can, if you do well, you can make a lot of money, you know? So what kind of income do you have now?
At the moment, not too much because my boss is retiring, which is why I was looking for actual steady income, honestly. 'Cause my boss was the one that was helping me out a bunch, but he's hitting 75 and he's kind of done with it, you know, so.
Okay. So you can reduce it to the minimum. Okay. So how do you plead to this offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will not find you guilty. I'll withhold that for 12 months. If you do well, if you get everything done quick, I'll take you off in half the time as a reward. We want you to do well. And if you do well, get everything done and you're nice to everybody, I'll take you off in half the time. All right? Okay, man. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Thomas. Hey. Good morning.
Excuse me, you step forward.
Did you say Herrera?
Yes, Judge.
You're Moises Herrera.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Herrera, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
On November 24th, 2024, the officer conducted a traffic stop on the defendant's motor vehicle after observing it stopped at a red light in the opposite lane of traffic. Upon contact with the defendant, the officer observed him to have red, watery eyes, slow, slurred speech, and a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage. The officer also observed an open bottle of tequila in the driver's seat back pocket, and the defendant admitted to drinking. Standard field sobriety tests were performed, HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 5 out of 8, one leg stand 3 out of 4. The DIC was red and the defendant consented to breath. The results were 0.141 and 0.130.
Okay. Are you trying to tell me that he's consuming alcohol while he's driving?
There's no indications that it was in the pocket behind the driver's seat.
I see. All right. Mr. Herrera, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Tell me, how old are you, sir? What do you do for a living? I see that you have a lawyer, correct?
Right.
Okay. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or any illegal drugs, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a valid Texas driver license?
Yes, I do.
He's eligible, Your Honor.
You have liability insurance in your name.
Of course.
You have car insurance. All right. Good. Good job. So I'm going to have you sign a receipt. Victoria will have you meet with Felicia for your bond conditions, and then we'll just have you take a seat and wait for your lawyer to arrive. Okay? Please.